Jen.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are
Two Cooks in the Kitchen.
Not too many.
Just two. We are a full-service delivery and catering company, and we come to your home or we deliver food so that you can enjoy your guests. We shop, we chop, we cook up a great meal.
And we do the dishes.
What could be better than that?
True. Today, we are going to do something kind of fun.
So it's fall, and we want to make something really cozy, comfort food, something that just makes you go, yum. Yes. So we have the perfect recipe for it. Jen, what are we making?
So it is chicken and biscuits in a pot. So the great thing is this is one of these kind of one pot meals where you put everything together, you get to stick it all in the oven, and then when it comes out, you have a full meal. We are going to divide the instructions into kind of two different parts. The first part is going to be kind of getting the chicken together, and the second part is going to be the biscuits. Yes. So Lauren, what goes into the chicken?
Okay, so the chicken, as you can see, it's pretty simple. All the ingredients are here. The main part is a rotisserie chicken. We suggest you buy one that's already done because it's like a lot less work. So rotisserie chicken, you can get it at Costco, Sprouts, Windmill Farms, Trader Joe's, anywhere. They sell rotisserie chicken. We're gonna do 2 shallots, 3 stalks of celery, 1 carrot, a half a cup of peas, or as many peas as you like. Basically 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of flour, half a cup of
white wine,
white wine. Couldn't see that. White wine. And then salt and pepper to taste. And then we're doing about 2.5 cups of chicken stock, low sodium chicken stock.
So the second part of this dish is going to be the biscuits, and we're going to be making these, and we're going to put them right on top of that pot of chicken and all the vegetables. Delicious. So we're going to be using about 2 1/4 cups of self-rising flour. We're going to be using about a tablespoon of fresh chopped sage, another tablespoon of fresh chopped thyme, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and then about a little over half a cup of whole milk. I want to mention something about the self-rising flour. You can buy this at the store, but Lauren also knows how to make some.
So self-rising flour, not a lot of recipes call for self-rising flour, but when they do, instead of buying a whole thing of self-rising flour, you can easily make it at home. So basically for every cup of flour, you're going to add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's it. And the other thing I just want to say is we didn't have whole milk today, so we did a little bit. We did have half and half on hand, and we had some 2% milk. So we basically just combined those and made our version of whole milk. So there's always, if you do not have things on hand, there's always substitutes that you can do. Okay, so now we are going to chop up our 2 shallots here. I just cut off the ends, peeled it, and we're just going to do a nice little thin slices. Then Jen just took these beauties and she just washed them and peeled this carrot. Yeah, everybody knows how to chop, so we won't bore you with all the details. But
so I'm going to take this chicken. I'm just going to shred it up with my hands. My hands are washed. I won't make you guys watch that either. Nope. But we're going to do that right now. I'm going to shred. She's chopping. We're going to get all that stuff done, and then we're going to go to our next step.
Charlie's chopped, and we have all our veggies chopped. Look how pretty that is. A little plethora of celery, carrots, shallots.
Very nice.
So now what we're going to do is we preheated the oven to 425 degrees. We also turned on our stove, and you want to use an oven-proof dish to bake all your stuff in, or to saute all your stuff in, because it's going to go in the oven. Yes. So our favorite is a Le Creuset. Le Creusets are the best. They're also very expensive, so there's a lot of other alternatives out there.
As long as it can go from the stove to the oven, you can use that dish.
Yes. So now we have our Le Creuset, and it's on a medium-high heat. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter to this, and now we're just going to let this melt, and then we are going to add our vegetables to it.
We're going to take these beautiful vegetables. Look how pretty they are. We're just going to throw those back in there. You'll hear everything sizzle.
Then we're going to just stir around so they get coated with the butter, and then you're going to just kind of let them saute and do their thing for about 6 to 8 minutes.
Okay, so these have been cooking for about 8 minutes. You can see they're getting soft, but they're not turning brown. They're just nice and soft. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a half a cup of wine. We're going to go ahead and put that in, and you are going to stir that and let that all kind of evaporate for about a minute. Most of it is going to evaporate, but that'll give a nice flavor.
So now we're going to add 1 tablespoon of flour, all-purpose flour, And you just want to add this first because you want to mix the vegetables around in it, and you want to mix it around, and this kind of coats them so that when you do add the chicken stock, it doesn't get really clumpy or anything. So you just want to make sure that the flour is mixed in well, and then you are going to add in the 2.5 cups of chicken stock. And you want to bring this to a boil. So now that you've added this, you just kind of mix it around and then you let it come to a boil.
Okay, so you can see that it is starting to boil. So I'm just going to season it. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and I'm going to maybe a little more because I like salt. And then some pepper, some ground pepper. I also like pepper, clearly. You can do it to taste. And then just stir it a little bit, and you're gonna let this simmer just about 3 more minutes. It's gonna start getting thick.
So now you can see this has thickened up quite a bit for the past 2-3 minutes. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to put in the peas. Gives it a nice color, look at that, that's beautiful. And then we are going to put in the chicken that we have shredded from the rotisserie chicken. And now we are basically just going to stir this. And then what we're going to do is once this is all mixed in, we are going to take it off the stove.
So that is pretty much done. That's like
Yeah.
the chicken part, and it's
Amazing.
Already, I can taste it.
Smells delicious.
It does. It tastes
It's like aromatherapy for your house.
It's
Yeah.
really delicious. So we're going to do the biscuits now, and we're going to start with our herbs. So we've got 2 different herbs, as you remember. We need about a tablespoon of sage and a tablespoon of thyme.
Yes.
So you may or may not have used these, but here's the most important thing. You're going to take the leaves right off the stem.
You can smell that already.
Yeah, I know, I love it. And then I'm just going to do a quick chop on those.
So we have thyme here, and you do not want the stems, so you're going to basically kind of peel them off. So see, you just go like boom.
Look at that. That's so,
boom.
so
Yeah,
easy.
it's so easy. Once you do that, then you kind of chop it
Just
all
like
up.
me.
Yep. So the best way, here's a little knife skill. You want to hold your knife like that, and then you want to kind of curl your fingers like that, so that if you did cut something, it would be your knuckle and not your fingertip.
Okay, so now that we chopped up our herbs, we're gonna make our biscuits, and you guys already know that this is my favorite. This is my favorite thing in the world, my food processor. You can also use a mixer, a hand mixer, if you don't have this.
Right.
But it's a great tool, and I love it. So.
Yep.
Yeah, so all we're going to do is we're going to throw in the 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Then we're going to throw in that self-rising flour that we talked about. So that's 2 1/4, I believe. We're going to put in the herbs that we just chopped up. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So we're going to do some salt. We're going to do some pepper just to make them delicious.
Yum, yum.
So once you put all those things in there, then you're just going to mix it for a little bit. Do it for a few pulses, not too long. So just put it in there. Just make sure it looks like it's mixed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're gonna add that whole milk. So Lauren, you wanna add that one?
I will.
Okay.
I will. Better choice.
Okay, it's a better choice.
Yep. There's that.
There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Milk. One more time. All right, okay.
So now we are bringing over our pot of chicken goodness, and we are going to now just scoop little bits of the biscuit dough into the pot. That's it. You just scoop it in there.
Yum.
Yum. Look at
Like
that.
little tiny biscuits.
Little tiny
basically,
biscuits.
that are gonna
Yep.
go right on top.
Right on top.
The chicken. Perfect. Okay, and then once we're done getting all of these in there, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven for about 25 minutes.
Yep.
And then we'll tell you the last thing to do. It just makes it perfect.
Yes.
Okay, you guys, it's gonna look something like this. You're gonna see the chicken underneath, you're gonna see those little biscuits on the top, and you're gonna put it in the oven, again, 425 for 25 minutes.
So now we have been cooking this for about 25 minutes in the oven, and what we're gonna do though is we're just gonna put it to broil because we wanna get the top really nice and brown because everything is good after a broil.
So you can see that when you cook it, those biscuits, they get all kind of plump and they actually cover the top of the pot.
It's amazing.
They really do. It doesn't it? It's really is.
This is like a plate of comfort
Isn't
right
it?
here.
I know, it is. So, cheers, Lauren.
Yum.
Literally delicious. Come on!